Hey guys, what's happening? How are you doing? And welcome back to Rule of Two Review. So today's news story should be a lot of fun and something I'm pretty excited to talk to you guys about. We are certainly in rumor territory when it comes to this, and given the fact that we're leading up to this supposed Nintendo Direct, the year just started, Nintendo is this company that always has rumors abound when it comes to what they might be doing, so in no surprise, this is something else that is definitely in that rumor category. So the news we're talking about surrounds Metroid Prime 4 and Bayonetta 3, two of easily the biggest and most anticipated games that we know will be coming to the Nintendo Switch sometime in the future. And of course, what we're talking about today is more rumors about when we can expect these games and possible release dates or release years or windows and all of that fun stuff. And for anyone who followed the Spawncast this past weekend, I of course was on the Spawncast, and this was a topic that we spent a lot of time talking about as well. So even though I just talked about it quite a bit with some other folks on that podcast, I still wanted to kind of address it in my own video and for Rule of Two Review and for the audience that watches my videos, and kind of just bounce the ideas off of you guys and see what we think might happen. So a few days ago, what had happened was a small blurb hit the internet and apparently seemed to lead us to believe that maybe Metroid Prime 4 and Bayonetta 3, those two huge games, might actually be coming in 2018. And for those of you guys who know me and have followed Rule of Two Review for any length of time, you know how much I have been a huge believer in 2019 for Metroid Prime 4 specifically. Bayonetta 3 was only recently announced now, like less than a month ago, and I haven't really formulated much of an opinion on when I might want to expect that game. I mean, it's so hard to predict what might be happening with the development of that game. I want to also maybe feel 2019, but at this point, with all of these big games that we know to expect at some point, I don't want to throw every single game under the bus and say every single big Nintendo game, Metroid, Pokemon, Bayonetta, what have you, might actually be pushed into 2019. I'm sure at least one of those three games has to be 2018 if Nintendo is telling us about them now. But regardless, the point is I haven't really made up my mind on what I feel about Bayonetta 3, and so along comes this weird random rumor and this blurb that kind of leads us to believe it could be this year. So a very strange story, but not something that we're not used to seeing happen. I guess what had happened was a few days ago on Nintendo's official Norway page, which I had no idea that the country of Norway had their own kind of Nintendo representation happening and their own officially run Nintendo website, but then again, that is pretty common. I think a lot of different countries and territories outside of the big ones we first think of do have representation for all the different consoles and manufacturers out there. So, in a weird way, I guess it's not surprising. But regardless, on that Norway page, for a small period of time, a post went up, again on the official page, that read, "The year 2017 has definitely been Nintendo's year, and we are looking forward to 2018, which will include new games like Bayonetta 3, Metroid Prime 4, and Kirby Star Allies, as well as many other games that we will reveal during the year." So that's it, man. That's like the real deal. That's the post that went up and got everyone talking. And there was a Nintendo Life article that I first found this through, and a lot of different tweets and retweets and whatnot doing the rounds on Twitter and the internet a couple of days ago, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, did we just get this weird random confirmation that these two mystery games, Metroid and Bayonetta, might actually release in 2018? We've all been wondering, when can we expect these next huge Nintendo Switch games? And of course, it got a lot of people excited, because the sooner we get these games, the better. Now, there is one tiny sort of update to this, and I was able to, in researching this a little bit before the podcast, I was able to find another website that posted an update that seemed to reference that apparently, and this is all alleged, I don't think any of this is 100% confirmed, but allegedly, there was some sort of confirmation on the back end that this post that went up on their site wasn't even officially from Nintendo, but from some third-party distributor. And that really doesn't give us much to go on. I mean, third-party distributor, what does that really mean? At least in context of this quote, this page, this Nintendo website, what does the third-party distributor have anything to do with a quote like this going up on Nintendo's official site for Norway? Who even knows? This could be a mistake. Maybe somebody internally misread some sort of internal information and they thought that there was some sort of confirmation that 2018 was the date to expect these, and so an official person might have put this up but not have actually understood that it wasn't actually true, or it could have just been a hoax, or maybe that is just a third-party thing that made a mistake. Really, really tough to say. So that's kind of where it all stands, and I just wanted to riff a little bit more about this to you guys because of how invested you guys know I am in Metroid Prime 4 specifically, but also because Bayonetta 3 will be so fantastic, such an exciting announcement that Nintendo gave us at the Game Awards last month, and we all wanted to believe it would happen, we wanted to believe it would be exclusive, and that this game was going to be made, but it was almost like a too good to be true sort of scenario, and sure enough, it's real, so we all want both of these games, like, ASAP. So, here's the thing. When jumping into the Metroid rumor, you guys know me, as I already alluded to in this video, I have been saying I think the game is going to be 2019. And overall, I do certainly still believe that. I mean, everything inside of me, all of my gut instincts and reactions to the idea of Metroid and how Nintendo revealed it at E3 last year makes me want to feel that the game is just simply either not going to be ready for 2018 or they for business reasons want to have that game pushed back to 2019, so it's something we can have to look forward to in year 3. That's kind of been my whole sort of defense on why I think it's going to be 2019. This whole situation and this quote is certainly something that I guess throws a wrench into the whole idea of that, because in a world where this was true and official, it got pulled down, by the way. I don't know if I said that in the video yet, but it only was up for about a few hours before it was pulled down, so there's that as well. But if there was any truth to this, if this was official, and even if it's true, but went up as a mistake when it wasn't yet ready to be put up, that could certainly change everything. I mean, suddenly that means that, yeah, this would be a confirmation from Nintendo that the game, Metroid Prime 4 and Bayonetta, are actually slated for 2018. But again, we're in this weird territory where we have leaks and rumors and hoaxes and all these fake things. I mean, it happens every year anyway. People love to troll. Not to mention that we are leading into this weird period in January 2018 where there's a rumored Nintendo Direct, still not confirmed as of the time of the recording of this video. And with that comes a lot of other rumors and leaks and things about Pikmin 4, and then there's the whole firmware 5.0.0, and that whole video that's been doing the rounds lately, and are they going to give us these online features we've been waiting for? And it's like, well, this kind of is just falling in line with a lot of those other hoaxes and leaks. And you guys, some people want to treat a leak as different than a rumor, and that a leak is more of a fact that just got out there before it was meant to. And no, that's not at all what a leak is. Leaks are just as often also fake as they are also real. So if it's a rumor or a leak, it's just not true or confirmed until someone officially tells us so. And I think this is important stuff for us to remember and keep in the back of our minds when these things happen. Bayonetta 3, you know, coming back to that one last time, I feel like of the 3 big games I've already mentioned, Metroid, Pokemon, and Bayonetta, I feel like it's probably the game that has the highest chance at being released this year in 2018. And I know that Pokemon is not actually referenced in this rumor and this blurb from their Nintendo site, but we know that it's kind of part of the whole big sort of conglomerate of big Nintendo games we're looking forward to. I feel like of those 3, Bayonetta has the highest chance of becoming a 2018 title, sorry. Then probably Metroid, then Pokemon behind that. That's kind of my order of events. I expect whatever year they come out in, I expect Bayonetta first, followed by Metroid, followed by Pokemon. I don't know what years are going to be whatever. I feel 2019 for Pokemon and Metroid. But yeah, Bayonetta feels like the kind of thing that Nintendo and Platinum would have been working on for quite a while. They at least had a trailer. Even though it's using no gameplay, it's just CG shots that are all in the dark of Bayonetta and her boots and stuff. So it's not like it's actually showing us assets that are going to be the game we're playing. But just to even have that, that's a hell of a lot more than they've given us for Metroid and certainly for Pokemon. So I don't know. This is an interesting thing. I'm kind of glad this happened because it became a big talking point. It gets me excited that my theory might be wrong for these games, and maybe, just maybe, Metroid Prime 4 does come out in 2018, you know? And I want to just remind you guys, as I like to in most videos about these things, I'm not like a lot of other people out there and a lot of other YouTubers or people on Twitter who like to throw out predictions of release dates and whatnot just to be right, just to be the one who got it right, and everyone thinks that I'm so much better because I got a prediction right. I mean, it's fun to get predictions right, don't get me wrong, and I like being right, but I don't really care about that. And I'm predicting Metroid Prime 4 in 2019 because I truly believe it. But my heart wants that game, like, as soon as possible. My heart and my emotions want that game tomorrow. So if you think I'm going to be the kind of person that would be upset to be wrong here, you are way mistaken and you think that I'm a totally different kind of person or YouTuber that some other people might be. I don't care about being right on predictions, man. I just want these games ASAP. I would love for Bayonetta to come out tomorrow and then Metroid Prime 4 to come out the day after that. Pokemon, I'm not really concerned with. I'm looking forward to seeing Pokemon sell well and do well for the Nintendo Switch and for Nintendo, and also to make Pokemon fans happy. So that's all I really need from Pokemon. I'm probably not going to play it. I don't really care much for it. I do hope it comes out, I guess, this year, just because it becomes an amazing second-year lineup that they have for the Switch. But I really feel like that game's super far off, and that's probably going to be 2019. So, I don't know, man. I mean, this thing references Kirby Star Allies. I feel like that's going to come out in the first or second quarter of the year. That game's probably really, really soon. Yoshi might be later in the year. Fire Emblem, who even knows? There are all these leaks starting to show up now with this rumored Nintendo Direct coming. So, I don't know. I think I'll end it here. That's kind of what I think is happening with all this. It's hard for me to believe this 100%, but I think we also can't deny it because it did go up on Nintendo's official page for a few hours. So, it either could be a hoax or, like I've said a couple of times, it could have been just a mistake. Like, a real piece of information that went up early by mistake. Which would mean that, again, maybe 2018 is the date that we can expect Bayonetta 3 and Metroid Prime 4. So that's going to be it for this quick rumor update for me today, guys. Please discuss this below. I'm curious what you think. If you've seen this information yourself, do you believe in it? Do you not believe in it? Why do you think this post went up? Do you think that it was a leak or a hoax? Or do you think it was actually real and a mistake, like I've kind of alluded to a little bit here in this video? I do want to hear what you guys think. When do you expect to see Bayonetta 3 and Metroid Prime 4? What is your prediction for release year? 2018 or 2019? Share that stuff below. Thanks, of course, as always, for tuning in, guys. This is Rob of Rule of Two Review, and I will catch you next time on another video.